Hey, fight fans. So Joseph Parker explains why he beat Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua did not. Okay, so Joseph Parker is the only man to defeat Andy Ruiz, who currently holds the unified heavyweight titles. Parker won a razor close 12-round decision over Ruiz for the vacant WBO world title in December of 2017. But then after a few months later, Parker lost his title in a 12-round decision to Anthony Joshua. Parker is still the only boxer to go to a full 12 rounds with Joshua. But then earlier this month, Ruiz stopped Joshua in the 7th round to capture the 4 belts in a massive upset at Madison Square Garden in New York City. In the bout, Ruiz chopped Joshua 4 times before the contest was waved off. Parker explained why he was able to beat Ruiz and Joshua was not. I think the movement that I presented in that fight caused him a lot of trouble, and it caused him to miss a lot of shots. A lot of the shots that wasn't really any big flush shots that landed. A lot of them were grazing shots, and a lot of them were shots that I was able to maneuver and move back with them. Even though they were hitting me, it wasn't the same impact as it was on Joshua. Parker said to Side Scores. AJ's style, when we see him fighting, he moves back. But a lot of the fights, he likes to come forward. I guess this is sort of a first experience of fighting someone who just continuously puts pressure on him. AJ threw nice shots and connected with Andy. But Andy is a fighter who takes 2 and 3 punches to throw 3, 4, 5, and 6 back. I guess I'm able to move because I'm a little bit smaller. With AJ's size, I might have been a bit harder for him to move around and jump around with all of that muscle. What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is, and this is the Two Hands Up Show. Okay, man, so let's just go ahead and talk about the article a little bit. Man, Joseph Parker is basically just coming out, and he is saying all the things that pretty much every sensible boxer that doesn't have biased intentions, that isn't following biased media, and isn't warping things the way they feel because, you know, they're in competition with Anthony Joshua as the heavyweight landscape set. So he's going to be a little bit more genuine in his approach when he speaks. Basically, he's saying everything that pretty much we all have been saying about his weight, about how he moved around the ring, and maybe how his weight is a hindrance to what he has going on. Now, truthfully, there isn't one thing that I could say negative about anything he said in this article, because to be quite frank, everything that he said is 100% legit and it's 100% true to what happened in that ring. You know, other than the fact that the over pursuit of the 3rd round knockdown and going straight for the kill is what basically had him facing the canvas. Now, I feel like if he would have just circled on the outside, as Parker was saying, and just shot his jab, and if he would have doubled up and then came with the right, as McCracken was saying, he would have had a little bit more success. But if Anthony Joshua is smart, and Joseph Parker being his DAZN stablemate, he might look at the old tape. That is the perfect matchup if you're looking at the style, the size, the stature, and look at how he went for the distance with 12 rounds. It might not have been the sexiest defeat, given that we like to see knockouts in the heavyweight division, but it clearly is an open window of what you can do to nullify Andy Ruiz's quick jab and everything else. And Anthony Joshua definitely has the athleticism and the ability to move around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show y'all a few highlights from that match if y'all didn't see it. And I'm going to show you what I feel as though Anthony Joshua should and shouldn't do, mirroring from Joseph Parker's performance.
Try and get close, doesn't he? That's the thing. I think he's got to. He doesn't look in the best of shape. He never does. But he has got the quicker feet. That's where that double jab's going to work for him. We've just seen it there. He needs to step in quickly on the jab, get close for that clubbing right hand of his.
Both of them have got good jabs. Both of them relatively quick-fisted for heavyweights. You think Ruiz looks a little fleshy round the midsection. Well, just cast your mind back to his debut. We're so close, within ounces to 300 pounds, and weighed him for this one at 255. That's a bit heavier than the 248 which he weighed in for a trio of fights last year. But since working with Abel Sanchez,
established champion we have at the minute in the world heavyweight division.
Well, listen, absolutely right. What a difference. You know, we're talking about a year, 13 months ago, Tyson Fury won this title with one of the biggest upsets of the year, and indeed perhaps of the decade, and suddenly the landscape was changed. Remember a year ago, Dillian White rocking Anthony Joshua? Many people said he wasn't ready. Suddenly, Klitschko out the picture, Fury temporarily, we hope, out of the the picture. This belt just borrowed and lent, he'll be saying, as Parker unleashes a fury to the mid.
So then we've got a lot of years there, a competitive fight hopefully.
Been a good couple of weeks for Abel Sanchez as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well done, Andy Ruiz.
Nice.
Done again.
That's when he's good, Ruiz. And chest to chest, he makes space for the shots. There's the fast hands of Ruiz, not quite hit the target clean, but putting Parker under a bit of pressure.
Oh, left hook, now there's a flurry. Now there's a bit of unease in the defence of Parker. I wondered if Andy Ruiz would do enough throughout this contest to let's not forget, he's a youngster too, and though he's got the disadvantages in height and reach by the slender margins, I think it's 2 inches in both of those departments, Barry. His hand speed and his tactics and his attitude are overcoming that early on.
Yeah, I think so. This is not much.
I wonder if maybe stamina, energy, fitness, athleticism will come into it as this progresses into the set.
It does. And
who's an ahs from the crowd?
It's caught with the fingers there, I think, with that left hook. Slaps a little with that left hook, Ruiz. But he done nothing for the 2 minutes 30 seconds. Andy Ruiz, good response there from Parker. Doesn't he? You got to hold Parker. When Parker's this close, you got to tie Ruiz up. And again, in these sort of close rounds, without Ruiz having one of these exchanges we saw in the last round, you've got to give it to Parker every time, because he's the one who's flicking that jab out, hooking off the jab. And they're not big punches, but they're scoring punches. Not all of them, but most of them. You don't get points for walking someone down if you're not doing any work.
Well, Andy Ruiz had first stab at making history ahead of Eric Molina, of course, later on tonight, as Parker unleashes a couple of fast body.
Good body shot there again from Parker. Again, a round when not a lot of clean punch landing, but you've got to give it to Parker.
No, it's not Luke far, but
good right hand there from Ruiz. Shot as well. But they've got a good chin on Ruiz, man. He hasn't. But the cleaner punches so far in this round have been from Parker, to that whipping left hook there from Ruiz.
Yeah, just it's the speed of Ruiz at that distance. We're just not seeing enough of it. Crowd getting into it. They know we're counting down. I mean, Andy Ruiz has come forward all night. You know, many people, I think, would have expected fitness and maybe the strength and energy to come from Parker in the latter stages of the fight. Actually, it's Ruiz who's answering the call.
Well, you just think that because you look at him, he's more of a specimen than Ruiz. But Ruiz is appearance, it's fit.
Well, never mind the colour of the corner. The smile, adulation, the cheers, the raucous celebrations tells you all you need to know. Barry was absolutely spot on. There was only 2 points in it. 1 round or so on the judges' scorecard.
Yo, so there you have it, man. Those are my keys to victory, you know, as I assess the tape of Andy Ruiz and Joseph Parker's previous match. Now, Anthony Joshua to study that tape and his tape, and I'm telling you, all of the keys to success are right there. It's very easy. Andy Ruiz likes to use pressure. He's a one-dimensional, shuffle-footed fighter that throws flurries and barrages of punches. So once you hold him, stay moving and popping the jab, it'll annoy him, and it'll keep him at bay all evening, man. So that's what Joshua must do. So yeah, fight fans, Joseph Parker is 100% right. The keys to success are in his former match with Andy Ruiz, and I just showed you the proof in the pudding, man. So Anthony Joshua should go up in high altitude, train, do a lot of endurance and stamina training, get down about 15 pounds. I'm telling you, man, it's nothing for him to go out and do way more damage and be just as successful as Joseph Parker was in that match in his rematch. Well, that's all I got for you, man. It costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. This is the Two Hands Up Show, and this your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands. You know what it is.